Hello and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News on this Friday, December 5th. I'm Grant Olson. Here's some of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. Authorities have confirmed the name of the 18-year-old driver in the deadly crash 2 weeks ago that has now killed 2 East Wenatchee juveniles. An East Wenatchee man is charged with using a juvenile courier to deliver an illegal purchase of Xanax, which may have contributed to the death of its buyer. Very active weather is in our future with wind, warmer temperatures, and lots of rain. Your full local weather forecast is straight ahead. The teachers' strike in Moses Lake extended to its 5th day today as the teachers' union and the Moses Lake School District continue contract negotiations. The school district today said it offered what's called a supposal. That's a non-committal tactic used in negotiations that included full restorations of all provisions from the teachers' expiring contract. Key elements of the supposal include retroactive pay and no disciplinary action related to the return of district property during the work stoppage. According to multiple Spokane-based news outlets, including the Spokesman Review and TV station KREM 2, the district has filed a lawsuit to force teachers back into classrooms. Neither the school district nor the teachers union responded to NCWLIFE's news request for comment on the legal action. Authorities have confirmed the name of the 18-year-old driver in the deadly crash 2 weeks ago that has now killed 2 East Wenatchee juveniles. Sergeant Joe Eaton with the Wenatchee Police Department says Jared Jeffrey Smith of Wenatchee was the driver of a 2018 Audi sedan that crashed at high speeds into an oncoming pickup near the Easy Street roundabout on November 21st. The collision badly injured Smith, who's been under treatment at Harborview Medical Center in Seattle ever since. A 12-year-old passenger, Bentley Knight of East Wenatchee, was pronounced dead at the scene. And this week, NCWLIFE News learned that Smith's second passenger, 14-year-old Eric Figueroa of East Wenatchee, has also died after several days in hospital care. Eastmont Junior High, where Eric attended school, sent a notice to families yesterday informing them of his passing and offering grief support for students. Court records show there have not been any criminal charges filed in the crash. Eaton says his agency is still seeking information in the case. Anyone who was on or near the Wenatchee River Bridge about 7 p.m. on November 21st is asked to contact Wenatchee police detectives. The Wenatchee Valley College Foundation has found its next director. Clint Strand has been a Leavenworth City Council member since 2017, serving on the Affordable Housing Committee and as a member of the Finance Committee. Strand has previously worked for Cascade Medical as the Public Relations Director and as a communications specialist at Confluence Health. He takes over for Rachel Evie, who left the foundation earlier this year to join Our Valley, Our Future as its first executive director. As foundation director, Strand's job duties include overseeing fundraising efforts, special campaigns, and the allocation of scholarship funding. His first day on the job was December 1st. It was up, and away on the chairlifts at Mission Ridge as the Wenatchee ski area became the first in Washington to open for the 2025 winter season. The Thursday opener was only possible because of the snowmaking facilities Mission Ridge operates to turn water into a bed of powder. Stevens Pass and other mountain resorts have suffered from low snowfall and warm temperatures this autumn, forcing them to postpone their operations indefinitely. Mission Ridge was able to operate 2 chairlifts for its launch, with tickets discounted for the first weekend. When we come back, an 18-year-old who led police on a chase in a stolen vehicle through East Wenatchee has pleaded guilty in the crime. And the Department of Natural Resources and the Office of the Insurance Commissioner teamed up on a working group to address ways to mitigate and recover from wildland fires. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCWLIFE, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
When flooding hit Serve Wenatchee, their office in Fresh Hope Market were devastated. But their mission to help prevent homelessness in this valley hasn't stopped, and neither will we. I'm Todd McLaughlin, General Manager at Apple Valley Honda. Now through the end of the year, we're donating $25 to Serve Wenatchee every time someone takes a test drive. And if you happen to buy a vehicle, we'll give an additional $100 in your name. Because when our neighbors are in need, this community steps up, and we're proud to be part of that.
Raising a family may have seemed overwhelming to your parents, but they weren't. Coach, teacher, life guide, caregiver. Family takes care of family. And as the circle of life continues, you now are their caregiver. It may seem overwhelming, but we're here to help you find the support services necessary so you can provide quality care to your elders.
Call Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington at 1-800-572-4459.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Call Alpine Air Heating and Cooling today. Your comfort is their priority.
An 18-year-old who led police on a chase in a stolen vehicle through East Wenatchee has pleaded guilty in the crime. Alex Paul Jorgensen of Wenatchee allegedly stole a Jeep Cherokee that was parked with keys in it from the 500 block of Orondo Avenue in September. When East Wenatchee police spotted Jorgensen driving the stolen Jeep near Garden Plaza the following day, he attempted to flee and crashed into one occupied police car in the process. Police stopped him with a pit maneuver in the 300 block of South Kentucky Avenue. In Douglas County Court yesterday, Jorgensen pleaded guilty to second-degree assault, reckless driving, eluding police, and possession of a stolen vehicle. He's due to be sentenced in January, where he could face 17 months in prison. Jorgensen is scheduled to enter another plea in Chelan County Court next week over the theft of the vehicle itself. An East Wenatchee man is charged with using a juvenile courier to deliver an illegal purchase of Xanax, which may have contributed to the death of its buyer. 20-year-old Damon Figueroa allegedly sold a $30 supply of Xanax in September to an 18-year-old buyer who suffered an overdose and died early the next morning. East Wenatchee police say phone records and traffic camera footage show that Figueroa agreed to sell the depressant drug to the victim, and that a 17-year-old associate dropped off a baggie of Xanax where the buyer could retrieve it. He was arraigned Thursday on charges of complicity in a drug sale and involving a minor in a drug transaction, both of which are felonies. Figueroa has not been charged with causing the death of the alleged buyer. The Department of Natural Resources and the Office of the Insurance Commissioner teamed up on a working group to address ways to mitigate and recover from wildland fires. Among other recommendations, the group wants new laws to increase insurance transparency. When wildfire risk plays a part in canceling a homeowner's policy, the group says the insurer should be required by law to disclose that reasoning. Insurance Commissioner Patty Courier and Public Lands Commissioner Dave Upthegrove delivered the report to the legislature on Monday. Coming up next in tonight's feature story, we will tell you about the Career Technical Education Program at Eastmont High School. There is a high wind warning in effect until tomorrow morning with more rain on the way. I'll have all your weather details coming up, followed by Dan Koontz with a look at all the day's sports action as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues after these messages.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCW Life, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
Central Washington Water understands the power of healing waters. If part of your wellness routine includes hot heat from a sauna, Central Washington Water now carries indoor and outdoor infrared and hot rock saunas by Tilo. Research shows there are many health benefits to a cold plunge after a good workout or relaxing time in your sauna. Harness the power of water in a hot spring spa, plug-and-play spas, a Tilo sauna, or a cold plunge tub. Stop by Central Washington Water, your wellness experts.
Order ready for Susan?
During the holiday rush, those might be the best words you can hear all week. At Abby's, you get a night off from cooking, a place to gather with family, and easy holiday catering that everybody loves. For legendary pizza and hospitality, visit Abby's.com. Aloha and Melikaliki Maka from Abby's. End your year with a tropical twist. Our big Hawaiian pizza at a legendary holiday price. Plus, earn $5, $10, $20 or more in free pizza with our holiday gift card offer. Abby's, a legendary holiday pizza tradition.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure on NCWLIFE. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCWLIFE channel.
From time to time, the broadcast media class at Eastmont High School allows us to borrow some of their excellent content for our newscast. This week, the Eastmont High School team sits down with teacher Eric Duffy, who's using his technology skills to lead woodworking students in Eastmont's Career Technical Education program. In tonight's feature story, Duffy says it's rewarding to train his class and turn them loose on a hands-on construction project.
We're here at Eastmont High School at the woodshop. There's been a lot of changes here since Mr. Howard retired last year, and we're here to ask the new woodshop teacher, Mr. Duffy, about his new changes to the class. I'm Jacob Pearson. I'm here with Mr. Duffy at EHS. Mr. Duffy, I got a few questions for you.
Sure.
So you taught computer classes at junior high before coming here. What inspired you to make the move from teaching technology to teaching woodshop?
Well, the technology classes, one of my favorite ones was drafting. And so we learned about how to design projects. And so it was an easy transition. We still get to do some of the design work here in the woodshop, and we get to build it. We get to see our product, and I enjoy using the tools. I'm comfortable with the safety aspect, and so it's just a good environment for me working with older students as well.
Very good. What are some of the main skills or lessons that you hope students will take away from your class?
Skills is the biggest thing. I hope they are comfortable and confident when using all those power tools out there. I hope they're confident that they could take a look at a set of plans and build a project from start to finish on their own. So the next step in that, and some of the advanced students are able to design their own projects, and learn about that process as well, because they're going to want to build something for themselves, and they're going to be on their own. I want to give them some confidence to be able to do that.
How have students responded to getting more hands-on experience with real-world construction projects?
First time I've taught this construction class, and it's been good. I think we built a little mini bathroom, and then we're building a life-size one out there, and they enjoy the learning in the project for the mini. But I think I don't even grade, but students are more than willing to come out there and pound some nails and draw some lines and make sure we're building it correctly, sound and square. So
let's hear more about this construction class. What do you guys do on a daily basis?
On the daily, we typically just get in here. We start with a little bit of drawing is a key skill when you're in this room, because if we want to build something, the best communication method is to have a picture, right? And a set of plans would be great, but what if we don't got it? Then we got to sketch it out ourselves. When I'm designing stuff and communicating with my colleagues in the metal shop, or somebody wants me to build something for them, the first thing I do is I just draw.
Thank you, Mr. Duffy, for answering all our questions. That's all I have for you today here at the Eastmont High School Woodshop.
Time now for a check of your north central Washington weather forecast. Hope you had a great Friday. And boy, once again, it was one of those days with low clouds. We had off and on rain showers throughout the day. And at least so far, we haven't warmed up a whole lot. This was pretty much our situation throughout the day as we take a look outside our weather window from our Wenatchee Heights tower camera. And you can see those low hanging clouds out there. And after we get a few rain showers this afternoon, we expect a lot of wind to move into central Washington, and we are part of that high wind warning. Wenatchee, Chelan, and over into Moses Lake, we could see some very strong winds tonight, dangerous crosswinds, tree damage, and power outages are possible tonight. How strong a wind, you might want to know? Well, here we go, and we are going to see 45 to 50 mile an hour winds possible in the Wenatchee area. And check out Ellensburg, 50 to 60 mile an hour gusts. Moses Lake a little bit better, 35 to 40, and up into the Omak area, 20 to 25 mile an hour wind gusts. So be prepared for things flying around out there tonight and possible power outages, as we mentioned. As we get into later tonight, we also expect a wintry precipitation mix, lowland snow, some freezing rain. Our temperatures, though, have stayed about 35 to 36 degrees, but we are certainly, once again, part of that wintry precipitation, especially up in the Waterville Plateau. So be careful traveling tonight and into early tomorrow. And as we make our way through the weekend into early next week, I'll tell you what, we are in for a lot of rain. We are going to see an atmospheric river move our way by Monday, and we are talking heavy rain in the lowlands. That's possible. I'll tell you what, we could make up all of our deficit in rainfall just next week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And we'll get to that in a second. Also, some gusty winds for the Columbia Basin are possible, and that will be about Tuesday of next week. All right, all of that coming up. Today's high temperature, 37 with an asterisk, mainly because once the wind picks up tonight, later tonight, our temperatures are really going to climb. We could get to 45 to 50 degrees as those winds come barreling in. 36 is our normal high for this time of year, and 48 our record high. That was set back in 2012. 34 our low this morning, 8 degrees above where we should be for a normal low of 26, and our record low 8 degrees set in 1984. We did pick up 4/100ths of an inch of precip today. That now gets us to 5.29 inches for the year, and that's still about 1.39 inches below where we should be for this time of year. But as I mentioned earlier, we may make up for that by the time we talk again about a week from tonight. Sunrise 7:32 this morning, and it's set this afternoon at 4:11. All right, let's get you into that Saturday weather, and we expect temperatures to really climb as we get you into Saturday. 50 for Moses Lake, Ephrata, Quincy, Wenatchee, almost 50 for Eniat. That goes for Ellensburg as well. A little cooler up in Omak at 45 degrees, and a nice warm day in the Upper Valley tomorrow as well. Leavenworth and Cashmere, both in the upper 40s. Taking a look at what we can expect tonight, cloudy skies, and there is all of that wind from Wenatchee south, and we're going to see it down in the Yakima area as well. Rain is likely tonight, tapering off in our overnight hours. Low temperatures tonight into the upper 30s, and then as we get you into the weekend, mostly cloudy. We're still going to see some breezy conditions on Saturday. About a 40% chance of rain for Saturday. Still some snow in the Cascades with cooler temperatures, but boy, highs here around 50 degrees on Saturday. For your Sunday, this is where we really start getting wet. Cloudy skies, a 70% chance of rain, and that goes pretty much statewide. High temperatures will cool off from Saturday just a little bit to about 45 on Sunday, and then on Monday, cloudy skies, a 90% chance of rain, and you can see that atmospheric river moving right into Washington, and that lighter color, that is heavy rainfall. We could see that on Monday with highs in the mid to upper 40s. 40s. For Tuesday, not much change. Cloudy skies and 80% chance of rain for Tuesday. Once again, that atmospheric river continues to bring moisture our way. We will stay on the warm side, though, with that southwest flow. Highs in the mid to upper 40s. For your Wednesday, cloudy skies. Once again, an 80% chance of rain. Maybe a little breezy here in north central Washington. Heavy rain not out of the forecast for Wednesday. We will see highs in the mid 40s for Wednesday. And then as we get into the end of the forecast on Thursday, finally a break as high pressure slides in to the Bellingham area. We'll see partly cloudy skies on Thursday and dry conditions with high temperatures still on the mild side in the mid 40s. All right, let's take a look at your 7-day forecast now, and it's brought to you by Colonial Vista Senior Living in Wenatchee, where comfort, care, and community come together. Overnight low tonight. Boy, it's warmer than we've seen for highs. We're expecting 38 for an overnight low tonight. 50 tomorrow with a little breeze in the afternoon, especially for Saturday, and very mild at 50, as I mentioned. And then a very rainy period. Sunday right through next Wednesday, a 70% chance of rain on Sunday. And then our heaviest rain, I think, will be Monday through Wednesday. A break from all the rain on Thursday with high temperatures generally in the mid to upper 40s. And that's a look at your north central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Dan Kuntz and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
BC Outdoor Sport Fishing TV, Season 14. Join your host Mike Mitchell and his special guests as they explore some of the most exciting fisheries BC has to offer. BC Outdoors Sport Fishing TV. Check your listings for airtimes.
Happy Friday, everybody. Dan Kuntz filling in for Grant Olson. We were going to show you highlights of the Seattle Kraken Edmonton Oilers game from last night, but what's the point? The Kraken got creamed. They gave up a franchise record 9 goals. 9-4 was the final. Not a good night for Joey Decor. They pulled him in the second period after he gave up 5 goals on just 14 shots. Seattle is back at Climate Pledge Arena tomorrow night. They'll take on the Detroit Red Wings. The puck will drop at 7 o'clock. Just one final from women's college basketball last night. Gonzaga improves to 5-4 on the year. They knocked off Grand Canyon University. Yes, it actually exists. The final there was 62-58. Women's college basketball schedule for the weekend looks something like this. First of all, Eastern will be at South Dakota tomorrow at 11 a.m. No TV there. ESPN Plus will have Gonzaga ladies hosting UC Davis. And then on Sunday, they're both ranked. The number 21 Washington Huskies down in Los Angeles, California, to take on number 16 USC, 5 o'clock on the Big Ten Network. Men's college basketball, no games yesterday. It's all happening today. This is going to be a big one. It's going on right now on ESPN2 at Rupp Arena. It's Gonzaga and Kentucky. Man, I wish I could watch that, but I'll be in East Wenatchee doing basketball. And then tomorrow, Eastern will host Kansas City at 3 p.m. You can watch that on ESPN Plus. The Huskies also in Los Angeles to take on USC. That's on the Big Ten Network Saturday at 4 o'clock. Seattle Seahawks are a 6.5-point favorite to knock off the Falcons on Sunday morning in Atlanta. You can't score half a point in the NFL. You can't score half a point in football, period. Why you bet on the half point, I don't know. But again, Seahawks favored by about a touchdown to beat the Falcons. 10 a.m. kickoff tomorrow, Sunday, I should say, on Fox. And the 49ers finally have a week off. It's week 14 of the NFL schedule, and San Francisco doesn't play this week. Good for them. As you can see, the Rams will be taking on Arizona, who's mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. That game gets going at 1:25. Well, they're off and running. 3 games today, 3 games tomorrow, and by tomorrow night, we will have 6 brand new state football champions. Earlier in the day, in the 1B championship, DeSales took on Liberty Christian. Of course, the one everybody's talking about is going on right now. Cashmere and Royal at Husky Stadium. We'll have highlights, of course, once that game is over. In the meantime, don't change the channel. You can watch Cashmere and Royal on the NFHS network. You do have to pay a fee. And then Mount Tahoma will take on O'Day for the 3A championship at Husky Stadium tonight at 7 o'clock. Same times tomorrow, just different divisions. The 2B state championship will be decided beginning at 11 a.m. with Toledo taking on Tri-Cities Prep at for the 2A championship, Tumwater and Archbishop Murphy. That's 3 o'clock. And then the big schools, it is Sumner and Lake Stevens for the 4A championship at 7 o'clock. All of these games, of course, at Husky Stadium. Prep basketball from yesterday. Here's your scoreboard, your winners and your losers. We'll start out with the ladies, because it's ladies first. Brewster knocked off the Panthers by 20. Cascade all over the Manson Lady Trojans. Omak dispatched Liberty Bell. It was Pateris over Okanagan. And Waterville Mansfield beat their rivals in girls basketball, Elmira Cooley Heartline last night, 58-29. Girls basketball tonight, a whole bunch of games to choose from. Of course, we're going to be at Eastmont High School's gymnasium to watch the Wildcats take on the Kamiakin Braves in an odd league contest. We'll have that for you at 5:30. Right before that, Quincy will tip off. They'll take on Omak in Quincy. Moses Lake welcomes Ferris to town at 5:30. 5:45 tip-off for Chelan hosting Ephrata. 6 o'clock in girls basketball. Pateris at Bridgeport, Tenasket at Curlew, Kettle Falls at Oroville, and Soap Lake welcomes Waterville Mansfield. And then Wilson Creek will take on Aniat, all at 6 o'clock tonight. And then tomorrow, here's your schedule. Not quite as busy, but busy enough. Moses Lake Christian will be at Oroville in girls basketball at 2:30. An hour later, Quincy will welcome Lakeside at a 9 Mile Falls. Brewster will host Freeman at 3:30. 4 o'clock tip-off for Cascade at Waterville Mansfield. 4:30, Tenasket and Republic will get going, as will Cleellum at Liberty Bell. Boys basketball, your finals from last night look something like this. The Wenatchee Panthers poured on 80 points to knock off the Brewster Bears in Brewster. Look at the points between Kennewick and Moses Lake. Apparently both teams forgot to bring their defense last night. Manson knocked off Cascade, and boys basketball, Liberty Bell got by Omak by a bunch, and Garden City Academy rolled over Pateris. Boys basketball tonight looks something like this on TV right here at 7 o'clock. The Wildcats and the Kamiakin Braves. Wenatchee welcomes the Blue Devils to town at 7 o'clock, same time for Moses Lake and Ferris out in the Basin. Speaking of the Basin, Quincy will host LaSalle at 7 o'clock in boys basketball. Garden City Academy has Summit Classical in town at 7 o'clock, 7:15. It's Ephrata at Chelan in boys basketball, 7:30. The later tip-offs is Tenasket at Curlew, Kettle Falls at Oroville, Waterville Mansfield at Soap Lake, and Wilson Creek at Aniat. We got basketball tonight at 5:30. We will be streaming the Wildcats and the Kamiakin Braves tonight on television at 7 o'clock. So again, for girls basketball tonight, for hoops, it is the girls and streaming at 5:30. That's Eastmont and Kamiakin, followed by the boys on TV and streaming at 7 o'clock tonight. Can't forget about the Wenatchee Wild. They're in Alberta to take on 3 teams from Alberta. They'll be at Lethbridge tonight. They'll be at Medicine Hat tomorrow, and they wrap up the road trip at Calgary. 3 games Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Highlights on Monday, and those are just some of the games that people are playing. Go Bulldogs!
And that will do it for this Friday edition of the NCW Life Evening News. Remember, if you see news happening, let us know. Email your news tips to news@ncwlife.com or just give us a call at 888-6295. Our channel is also available on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us, and have a great weekend.